Okay, I think we are live. All right, this is the first time I try going live for a cooking show off my laptop. So I have my daughter here. She's got her laptop. So let me know if you are seeing this live. Are you guys seeing me?
Heyo.
Yeah? Are we good? Okay, I'm so excited. So you know what I decided to do? Saturday mornings are usually chill for me, but I'm like, why don't I just do a live cooking show? I used to teach lots of cooking classes here locally in California, and I love the interaction of cooking and feeding the audience. Now, I can't feed you guys. I wish I could. But I thought, why not do a sort of breakfast club? And if you like this idea and you want me to continue doing a breakfast club on Saturday where I make sort of cozy, homey dishes that'll liven up your weekend, please let me know in the comments below and hit like, because then that will incentivize me to continue doing this series for you. But this is the first in my cooking breakfast club series. And today I have a really special item that I'm going to make. It's called Khobz al Harcha, which is Moroccan style pancakes. And the consistency is very similar to namura, basbousa, harissa, that dessert with semolina cake and yogurt. It's very similar, except guess what? You could eat it for breakfast, which what I'm going to do. So on the weekends, I like to splurge a little. I usually eat really wholesome Mediterranean meals all week long, but I like to splurge, add a little butter here, a little syrup here. So that's what we're going to do today with these pancakes. So let me just see, Natalia, how many do we got? A good showing. I'm just going to keep going. And what I'm going to do is when I see a break in the recipe and I can interact with you, if you have any questions or comments, I'll be happy to entertain them. So with that, I'm going to get going with this recipe. Natalia, are we good?
Yeah, someone from Poland.
Okay.
Florida.
Before we start, I want to know like what countries you guys are coming from. Poland. I would love to visit Poland someday. I heard it's a gorgeous country. People are really nice. I know some Polish people here locally in California, and I would love to go to Poland someday. So knowing that we're live and we're going to get going so that people can watch this on demand later without too much, ad lib talking, let's make these pancakes. What I'm going to do is start with yogurt. So traditionally in Khobz al Harcha, they use yogurt or milk. I'm going to use both yogurt and milk. So here I have half a cup of Greek yogurt, full fat. I like to go full fat with Greek yogurt, especially in a recipe. And to that, I'm just going to add half a teaspoon each of baking soda and baking powder. So this is going to react with the yogurt. You might even hear some sizzling sounds. And the reason why I picked this recipe is I like to have dessert for breakfast on the weekends. Okay, don't come for me. This is what I like to do, how I like to splurge and treat myself. And I love harissa as a dessert, otherwise known as basbousa, namura, whatever. I love it as a dessert. So I'm like, I am totally on board if there is a dessert that I could transform into breakfast pancakes. Okay, so now I have the yogurt all set. It's going to react together, and this is going to help make the pancakes fluffy. What makes these pancakes very unique is semolina. So I'm getting fine semolina. I like, Bob's Red Mill, any kind of brand, usually organic. I like to get organic semolina. And I have a half a cup of semolina, which I'm going to add to this. And normally there is no white flour, but because these are pancakes and they're going to have a sort of rustic cornbread texture, but I don't like them overly rustic. If you want to use all semolina, feel free. That's a traditional way, but I'm going to add a half a cup of flour because it's a weekend and I can. Now, as for flour, a lot of people ask me, Blanche, what kind of flour do you like to use? I hate to sound snooty, but I like to use flour from other countries. So fortunately, my local grocery has Caputo, which is the Italian flour. And another brand I like is Francine. After this, I will put links in the description box if you want to get these flours. They do sell them online. And you might ask, why, Blanche? You live in the United States. Why do you use flours from other countries? Well, the answer is they use less pesticides and GMOs in other countries, especially wheat. A lot of people feel like they have gluten intolerance in the United States, and then they go to other countries and they can eat gluten like a banshee. And it's not the gluten that's the problem, it's the pesticides that are the problem. So when I use flours from more responsible countries, I know that I'm going to not just get a better tasting flour, a smoother texture, but I'm also probably going to get less pesticides. So that's my tip for flour, okay? So we got the flour in here, and usually with these pancakes, they put sugar. Instead of sugar, I'm going to use allulose. I was really excited when I saw that Trader Joe's sells allulose. Guys, this is really cool because allulose doesn't have that cooling feeling of other sugar replacements. You could use Swerve, but I would use confectioner Swerve because Swerve can have a grainy texture. And this, I found, is not too grainy. It's just like sugar. It tastes like sugar, but it's not sugar. It's like 0 calories. So I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of the allulose here. And like I said, I got this at my local TJ, so pretty easy to find. Okay. And they usually add milk. I'm going to add plant milk to this. So I'm going to add about, I'd say about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of plant milk. So I like to use coconut milk, but you can use any kind of milk you want. You could use regular milk, of course.
Yeah, Noreen said that she's made them before, and she thinks she made it a different way that didn't have dairy products and had yeast instead.
Oh, wow. You used yeast. Yeah, this is simpler than yeast because I used the baking powder and the baking soda. And I am using coconut milk. I really like this So Coconut brand. I got this at Costco. And so I'm just going to add about a half a cup of milk. Now, this is the deal with pancakes is, you know, you have to add more, add less, depending on how thick it is. You know, sometimes the semolina will absorb more moisture. So feel free to add more milk if you want. But I'm just using like about a 1/2 cup. And this is going to be my little take too, is I'm going to add some cinnamon. So I'm just going to, this is not in traditional Harcha, but I'm going to use some cinnamon. So I'm just going to sprinkle some. Because I love cinnamon, and I'm going to heat up. Oh, and there's another component that I have to add to this, which makes it true Moroccan Harcha, and that is butter. And I have 4 tablespoons of butter that have been melted. So I'm going to add that to it as well. I almost forgot the butter, guys. Could you imagine? That would just ruin it all. So I'm adding butter. Now, technically, this harcha is supposed to be a very hard batter, and because it's a very rustic pancake. So if you like that texture, please add more semolina and more flour. But because I just kind of like a more delicate texture with that sort of grainy essence of cornbread or you know, semolina, I added a little more liquid. So you could add less liquid, like a 1/4 cup instead of a 1/2 cup. Add a 1/4 cup first. And if it's too hard for you, you could add a 1/2 cup. Okay. So now I'm going to heat my griddle. So now I'm just going to just stir this around. Notice there is no egg in this. Okay. There's no egg. So you can veganize it by putting vegan yogurt if you want, but I use Greek yogurt and and vegan butter, but I like regular butter. So for me, there's not much of a substitute for regular butter. So I'm just going to butter my griddle, and oh gosh, I'm so excited to tell you what I'm going to put on top of these pancakes. It's a new discovery of mine that's going to just knock this pancake out of the park. Okay, so what I'm going to do, see, because we are live, I'm going to have to kind of clean up in real time. This is the stuff I would edit out for you normally. So while I clean up, do we have any questions or comments from the audience as I do my cooking class here? Any questions or comments?
Oh, someone was like, thank goodness I can actually have this. There's no egg.
Yeah, there's no egg. There's no egg in this. Isn't that cool? A pancake with no egg. I have my griddle here that I'm just heating up. I wish, you know what, I'm going to have to tilt this so you guys can see it a little bit better. There we go. And I wish I could make myself shorter. Fun fact, did you guys know I'm 5 feet 10 inches tall? A lot of people, when they meet me in person, they're like, geez, Blanche, I thought you were a lot shorter than that. No, I'm quite tall for a woman, I guess you can say. So I'm just going to like have to hunch down like this while my griddle's heating up. So what I'm going to do is heat up. And here's a fun little textural issue with these pancakes. So have some semolina on the side because you're going to sprinkle it on the pancakes, and it's going to create that sort of cornmeal crust-like texture. So it's a little bit crispy on the outside. So I've got the butter on my griddle here, and I've got it at about, let's see, let me wait for it to heat up a little more. I'd say about 375, 400 degrees. Likewise, you could put it on your skillet if you want. Just put it over like medium heat, not too high. You don't want them scorched. And we can start putting these on my grill. Any other questions, Natalia, from anyone? Questions, comments?
Not really.
No? Okay, cool. So I'm going to put this here. And, you know, other ideas I have for future breakfast clubs are like meal prep ideas, stuff that I do sometimes to make breakfast faster during the week, something healthy instead of getting some processed, you know, waffles or egg sandwiches that are frozen. You could make your own and really expedite things if you're in a rush in the morning and you want to get something healthy out the door. So that's another idea that I was going to incorporate in future ones. So I'm just going to put these pancakes here, about 3 at a time, I guess. And the toppings, let me talk to you about the toppings for this. So there's a company called Wild Garden. Now, this is not a sponsor. I'm telling you, this is not sponsored, but I'm just telling you, this is like a fun little ingredient. Okay, so before I'm going to sprinkle some semolina right here. So at least it has a crunchy texture on one side. So Wild Garden, so while these are cooking, I'm going to tilt this up and I'm going to tell you about the toppings. So one particular one that stood out to me was they have a grape syrup with cardamom. This is actually like a grape molasses. Now in my culture, in Arab culture, we love grape molasses, and it's great because it's full of antioxidants. It's usually squeezed fresh from grapes. And, you know, it's so much better than high fructose corn syrup based pancake syrups, right? And this is like my treat of the weekend. I love that it's infused with cardamom. And I also have another treat I'm going to put over my pancakes is I have almost every Arab that can do this will do this. They have a fig tree in their garden. And I do have a fig tree. Figs are coming out like crazy this time of year. So if you want to make an amazing syrup, try grape molasses with figs. Now, this is something that I learned. They both come from the same fruit family, so they really complement each other. So if you slice up figs and you boil them in some grape molasses, it makes a spectacular like compote or syrup that you could put over your pancakes or anything else for that matter, over your yogurt for a treat. It's really an amazing flavor combo. So this is one of their syrups. They also have a couple of others. They have tahini with carob and tahini with grape. So the tahini with grape, this is what we do instead of peanut butter and jelly. We do tahini with grape molasses sandwiches. This is kind of a combo in one. So you could like drizzle this over bread for like a sandwich. Okay, so we've got this. And now I'm already smelling.
Somebody said, when will YouTube add a feature so you can smell the food?
I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling right now. I'm smelling cinnamon and butter. Okay, imagine cinnamon and butter, sort of like cinnamon roll smell. That's what I'm smelling right now. And I wish I had taste-o-vision, like give you guys, like reward everyone that's watching right now with a bite. Like how cool would that be? And it really sucks that I can't do that.
Also, somebody says, when are you going to abroad? Mandatory is lifted now.
When am I going abroad? Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be going abroad, but I am going to be going to Michigan to hit up the Dearborn food scene. So I'm really excited. There's also a book signing, and that's happening in November. Crossing my fingers, all goes well. I'll be in Michigan. I would love to go abroad. Anywhere in particular, let me know in the comments. And if you guys are watching, please hit like so I know so that the YouTube can, get the algorithm going for this particular show and let me know that this is something you want in the future. That's how you let YouTube know you want more of this content. So, oh man, this smells so good. So I'm going to just check on it a little bit. So just like a couple of minutes each side, really. I know it's crazy. These are pancakes without eggs, but they're so delicious. So any other questions? Who's this person abroad from? Are you?
Someone said someone said, OMG, that's where I used to live, and I so miss all the Adobe stores there.
Right. So in Dearborn, Michigan, they've got the most amazing, it's like Anaheim, California. If you guys haven't seen my video on Anaheim, the food, it's called Little Arabia there. And I did a sort of food crawl where I checked out some bakeries. I ate too much knafa. I ate all the things. And I hope to do something similar in Dearborn, although I am only going to be there for a couple of days for the book signing and for that. So I'm hoping that I can cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. And if you have any recommendations in Dearborn, please put them in the comments, because I would love to know what your favorites are so I could hit those places up. Okay, so now I flipped over the pancakes and I'm going to show you what they look like. See, they're golden. I'm going to bring them as close. Ooh, I'm going to burn myself, guys. But you could see they're beautiful golden brown right here. Okay, so there we go. Any of you guys like figs? Do you guys like figs? Have you ever thought of putting figs in your pancakes? If you haven't, well, now's your chance. I highly, highly recommend. Where's my knife where I need it? Yeah, so I'm going to just, these figs, I've got the purple kind and the green kind. I'm just going to sort of quarter them and just, you know, put them over my pancakes along with that grape molasses. I would love to cook them right now, but because this is in real time, I'm not going to do that. But trust me, if you decide to take, you know, the grape molasses and cook the figs in that grape molasses, you're in for a flavor surprise. I mean, it's unbelievable how good it tastes when you have cooked fruit and a really good complementary syrup. So I've got these figs here on the side. I'm smelling these pancakes. I can't wait to show you the texture. I'm going to try to get it as close as possible. And while I'm at it, if you guys have other breakfast dishes or brunch dishes that you want me to cover, this is also your chance to leave it in the comments below. So I would love to, you know, share more recipes with you in this format. So here we go. And you know what's cool? It's like whenever I used to love watching cooking shows on Saturdays on PBS, but I could never interact with the chef. So, you know, I'm like, hey, this is great. The YouTube, why not use the ability that I can interact with you guys? So keep the comments coming. I would love to answer any questions or comments.
Josh Sanabria says, hey, Brunch.
Hi, Josh. Josh is always so great because he manages to show up on the live streams. He's just awesome that way. Thank you, Josh. Nice to see you here. So here we go. I think these are done. Yes, they are. Oh, man, they're tender. You guys, these are tender pancakes. Okay. So I'm going to... let's turn this off so I don't burn myself, guys. Here are the pancakes right there. Do you see that with the figs?
Whoa, those look good.
Aren't those gorgeous? Yeah. So my daughter's lucky because she gets to try them. So I'm just going to put the figs over right here. Oh man, guys, I'm so excited. I can't wait to try these. So this is my interpretation of Moroccan Khobz al Harcha, and there are so many interpretations out there, but hey man, Moroccan pancakes on a Saturday, nothing beats that. Now, what do you drink with this? I recommend some tea with some mint floating around in there. Can't beat that combination. So like hot mint tea is fabulous with this. So, okay, here we go, guys. Ready for the syrup. Let's go. So we're going to just take this grape molasses cardamom syrup. So this has warming spices, right? We got the cinnamon and the cardamom. So there you go. And feel free to add some chopped walnuts too. That's another great addition. And let's see if I can get a nice bite for you so you could see a cross section of these pancakes. This is like, this is, you know, American breakfast with a big twist, you know. These are very, so here, do you see the texture right there? Here you go. And now I'm going to try it. Now, if you don't like syrup, but you like sweet pancakes, you know, without the syrup, add more allulose if you want. These are fantastic. Try them for your next brunch. Try them for next Saturday. If you do take photos, you try this recipe and you take photos of them, send them to me. I like to share them with my Facebook community. I do like weekly roundups where I take all of your photos and I give you guys a shout out. And Let me know, really, guys, if you like this live format where it's kind of off the cuff and I'm interacting with you guys, let me know in the comments below. Any more questions or concerns before I go?
Hey, okay, we got some, yeah. Somebody says, do you deliver?
Do I deliver? Well, it depends. I was thinking about delivering.
Also, Diana says she can't wait. She said the figs look delicious, and she really thinks so.
Oh, aren't figs. I mean, especially when you grow them yourself, there's nothing more amazing than figs. Especially this time of year when they're like peak season right now. So I might do, how about this? If you guys like figs, I could do like a whole other show that's just like all about figs, what to do with figs. Anything else?
Yeah, Darius says, what brand of spices do you use from Arab stores when not buying from Sea of Herbs?
Okay, now, what brands? I like Ziad. I like Ziad Brothers. And I was thinking of actually coming up with a spice line sourced from the Middle East, like a limited edition for the fall and winter. If this is something that you're interested in, I'm talking about my favorite sumac, my favorite za'atar, my favorite allspice, like my top 5 favorite Middle Eastern, or maybe less. Really, it's all about quality for me, not quantity. Like, I want the best. I want the smell to hit you as soon as you get it. This is something that has been on the burner for me, and let me know if that is something that you're interested in. A limited edition Feast in the Middle East spices.
Bugsy and Diana are on. They say that's
you're on like Donkey Kong. Okay, cool. So I will get going on that. The reason why I haven't been able to do it so far is supply chain issues with COVID. Everything is taking slower to deliver. And like I said, these spices would be from the Middle East. They would be grown in the soil there. It has a different aroma, different flavor than anything you could find here in the United States. So I would love to bring those flavors here so that people can try them out. So it would only be able to ship to America only for now.
Also, if you ever go to Poland, you got a welcome invitation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'd love to go to Poland someday. Yeah, I'll keep you in mind. I'll keep you in mind for sure.
And what do you do with sumac?
Sumac, I love sumac because it has like a lemony, tangy flavor. I really love sumac in my salads. I love it with fish because, you know, citrus flavors with fish work really well. Of course, I love sumac with chicken. So if you check out my mosakhan video that I did with my mom, you could see how we blend sumac with caramelized onions. I have several dishes with sumac on my channel. One is for, I call it cauliflower steaks with like sumac and caramelized onions. Another one is for a Lebanese tahini fish with sumac as well. So all three, they're all in my cookbook too. Of course, if you haven't gotten it already, the holidays are coming up and deliveries are slower than ever. So if you want to get this as a gift to yourself or someone else, go to feastinthemiddleeast.com. And I have so many great incorporation of spices in my recipes. So there's that. Anything else?
Get from some of the Palestinian distributors says the za'atar is amazing. And someone else says anything with zayt to za'atar.
Anything with zayt to za'atar. You like zayt and za'atar. So oil, zayt, it means oil in Arabic, and za'atar is, of course, the za'atar spice. And don't get the one at Trader Joe's because it's garbage, okay? Some people are like, they're calling me, they're like, hey, Trader Joe's has za'atar. First of all, the serving size is like for one person. It's hilarious. Like, we eat za'atar like, I don't know, like rice.
Yeah,
we love
Diana
it.
says the za'atar she has no taste to it.
It's disgusting. Okay, I'm telling you guys, the za'atar from Trader Joe's is disgusting. It's inedible. I would never eat it. It's so nasty. So there's that.
Also, Diana says she's Lebanese and she says thank you also.
Oh, hi. Shout out to my Lebanese homies. Love Lebanese people.
Wait. Oh, wait, that was another question for you. And Nomad says, bring on the spices in all caps.
Bring on the spices. Okay. Okay, you guys are encouraging me to carry through with the dream I've had for a really long time. So I got to hit up my friend Ali. He's my buddy, and we've been talking about this for a couple of years now. I got to make it happen finally. Anything else, guys, before I close out for the weekend?
Yeah, somebody agrees TJ is garbage and they returned it.
Yeah, TJ is total garbage. Good you returned it. At least they have a good return policy, and you could return that za'atar and get something else. Like a pumpkin spice thing. They're like the kings of pumpkin spice. So they're good at that, I guess.
And somebody says peace blanche with a peace sign. Oh wait, somebody else is from
Peace.
Arizona.
Hey, what's up, Arizona?
Well, no, they're from. Well, never mind.
Okay, never mind, she says. Okay, anything else, Natalia?
Lebanese woman wanted the pretty one. Blanche, my first live stream. Jose just got here.
Jose, you missed the party.
And somebody from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Wow, that's so cool. I wonder what time it is in Bangladesh. Is it like midnight over there? I wonder. Wow, that's wild. Yeah, so
Jose Sanchez says hello, 11.
Hola, Jose Sanchez. How are you doing? You missed the party. You're gonna have to watch it when it's on demand. So
and then Noah says thanks for the video, and Elle says have a great weekend.
You too. Have a great weekend, all. If you guys are going to catch this in the on-demand stream, let me know. Technically, if I do these live streams, I'll let you guys know in my stories. It will probably be around 11 o'clock Pacific time, which I just did it now, 11 o'clock Pacific time. That's the best time for me on Saturday mornings. So with that, please, interact with me in the comments after this. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys very soon. Okay? Take care. I need to figure out, oh, I could end the screen this way. Okay. Take care, guys. Much love your way. All right, bye. Wow, it worked.